What's up, guys? I wanted to do a quick video today. Since tomorrow we're supposed to get uh, the information about the next NASCAR game, NASCAR Heat 3, and we're all excited. I'm excited to see what they reveal and what's coming. But before I get to that, I do want to address something else not related to that, about the channel and stuff. And those of you who do watch my videos, you're aware that recently I wanted to once in a while post a a song, a music video or something related to the music that I listen to, that the type of stuff I like. Just something that I would post once in a while for you guys to check out. And I ended up getting hit with a copyright block on one of the songs. And it was very disappointing to me because it was something that I really wanted to do. Um, I thought it was something cool that I could share with you guys. Like, those, I don't have a lot of followers, so I kind of like to think of us as a more intimate group. Um, and that when I talk about certain things, or if I decide to post something, that something maybe you guys can appreciate, that maybe you won't get from other channels and stuff that are more mainstream or just bigger. But I was really disappointed because, I got hit with the copyright block, and then I realized this is going to happen a lot, and I had to kind of back out from that idea. But I thought about it, and there's a way around it, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to explain that real quick. When I post a video, which I don't really, you guys know I don't post a lot of videos. I just post a video every once in a while when there's something I feel like I want to talk about. But when I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post, I'm going to pin at the top of the comment section what I will call Disco Recommends. And then I'll put a link to a video that's already existing, already uploaded on YouTube somewhere, and about the type of music that I like, that I listen to and enjoy, just to give you guys a little something to check out that maybe you haven't heard before. Some stuff you probably will recognize, but I'm hoping that those of you who do decide to just click on the link, it's a couple minutes out of your time. I mean, we're already online all day and checking out stuff, so it isn't going to hurt anybody to go check out the song. You may like it, you may not, maybe you won't. But I'm hoping that maybe you will like it. It's something that, probably, even if it's something you've heard before, you haven't heard it very often, it's going to be 99% of the time, it's going to be music, I would say, from the very late 60s to the mid to late 80s, which is, in my opinion, the best era for music. For me, the best music came out during that time. Mostly the 70s, but the early 80s, early to mid 80s still had good music, and it still had that vibe from the 70s, even though it was changing. And that's the music that I love and mostly listen to. And it'll be a quick just link, and it'll be pinned at the top of the comment section. So when I do post a video, you'll see that pinned at the top, and it'll just say Disco Recommends and a link. And you won't know what it is till you actually check it out. For those of you who do decide to check it out, which I hope most of you do, and I would appreciate that if you did go check it out, and it turned out that, hey, you liked it. Maybe it's something new that you never heard of. Well, new to you because it's old music, but or maybe it's something you already heard before, but you still appreciated it and you still liked hearing it. I would appreciate if you did come back and just put a like under that pinned link, and if you feel like it, just leave a little comment like of what you thought of the song. I would appreciate that. I know I don't ask you guys to like or subscribe to my videos or anything. I don't make money from this, but I would appreciate that if you did check it out and you liked it, let me know if you did. That would give me some sense of pleasure because I love music. I'm really into that stuff, and it's a little way of me sharing with you guys a little bit about me through the music, the things that I like. And like I said before, this is a small channel. There's not a lot of people that really follow me. And this is, for me, it's a way of keeping some intimacy between me and my followers. And when you come watch my channel, you're going to get something that you won't get from somebody else. And it's just a recommendation, but it's something I feel passionate about. So that's what I wanted to just put out there before I talk about the NASCAR Heat 3 and what's coming tomorrow. So you'll see that pinned at the top of every video at the comment section. And for today, I'm gonna pin up two, because I did originally post one song that was not blocked, but I ended up taking it down because I didn't want to deal with possible future issues. But I'm gonna repin that, and then I'm gonna pin a second song. So there'll be two recommendations today. I hope you guys check it out. It's not a lot of time out of your day, uh, and I would appreciate if you let me know what you thought. So moving on to what you guys really came here for is really the countdown for tomorrow. We know that the big announcement's coming for the next game. Hopefully that includes a trailer. So what I'm really looking for from 704 is detail. I want them to really release a lot of information. Um, when it comes to whether it's a NASCAR game or any sports game, there's really no need to hold anything back, because there's no real surprises. It's a sports title. You know what you're getting. You know what you want when you buy these games. So it's not like other games that rely on stories, like maybe the upcoming Red Dead Redemption 2, Grand Theft Auto. There's a million other games that are story driven. So in those circumstances, the developers don't want to reveal a lot of information because it hurts the game. You want people to kind of take it in when they buy the game and learn things as they go. In other words, they don't want to spoil a game. But when it comes to a sports title, there's nothing to really spoil. It's actually the opposite, in my opinion. The more that the developer tells the consumer about the game, the more detail they reveal, the better. Because I want to know, why should I buy this game? You know, there's no reason to keep things secret. So we already pretty much know that there's going to be at least one added series. Now, there is something that Ed Martin posted recently that I saw in a different video. I don't remember who posted it, so I'm sorry, but he posted something on Twitter about you guys really get carried away or something with the guessing what's going to be in the game and stuff. Um, I don't think he meant anything really bad by it, but it does come across as a little snarky. And it's like he was saying that you guys are assuming that K&N's in the game, and that's not what his previous tweets meant, or the number 7. It's like he's kind of saying all this stuff you guys are throwing out there in terms of guessing what the game's gonna be. You guys are way off, or you're going really too far with it. But my reaction to that is, what do you expect when you want to do this tease, right? Now, I said it before. I don't mind when a developer drops hints and teases with people if they're really confident about the game that they're developing and they want to drum up excitement. Yeah, I like that little game of cat and mouse, of dropping a little tease and letting people figure things out. When Grand Theft Auto was in development, it was nonstop. Little leaks of information, and then people would run with it, and they would guess about what it means. So it's a fun sort of marketing gimmick. The problem is that you have to be careful, because it could backfire. And when people get carried away, you can't blame people for getting carried away. If you're posting pictures of a muddy grandstand with footprints, or you posting this thing about the number 7, and then people are going to automatically start coming up with their own scenario about what does the number 7 mean. Could this mean 7 different series? Could this mean 7 championships that are among like Jimmy Johnson and Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt? I mean, it can mean a lot of things, right? But that's what happens when you decide to play this game where you're teasing people with information. So you can't have it both ways. Once you do that, you got to expect that people are going to get kind of go all over the place with it. Now, I don't know if the K&N series is in the game or not. I thought it was a confirmation, but then now, after posting that tweet in response to people, and I think he downplayed Haley Deegan, the video they were doing with her, that it doesn't necessarily mean K&N. It's like, I don't know now. Now it's confusion. It's one thing to tease people, but now you're kind of confusing people. And again, this is speculation. This is what we do. What do you want us to do? So I could be wrong, but I sense a little bit of panic there. Like, oh, wait, I can't let these people get so carried away, because now when we reveal information and they find out what this game really is, and they find out that all this other stuff was really just hype, and, it's going to backfire, because there's nowhere to go but down. If you get everyone's expectations super high, and then, okay, it's this, and that, and that's it, it kind of backfires on you. So I've never been a fan of the way 704 does their marketing. And marketing in video games in general, in the game industry, it's a tricky thing. You got to be careful how you market games. And a lot of games overhype their product, and then there's always that down to earth when you finally see real footage and you realize what this game really is, and it's not what everybody got carried away with. Now, some developers go way overboard in overhyping their stuff, like Bungie, and I remember, oh my God, I'm having a total brain freeze, but you've seen a lot of games that get overhyped, and they'll reveal some footage that was really polished on a high-end PC, and then you find out the game doesn't even look like that. It's happened so many times, like The Division. So it happens. You got to be careful what you do. I'm a fan of being upfront with people, and this is what I like about Rockstar, and even with Red Dead, right? They're very careful about the information they reveal, and all of their footage is from real-time footage from the game. So this isn't like polished up high-end PC stuff that's not in the game. They really tend to show you stuff and talk about stuff that's in the game, and this way it's more honest, right? And a lot of developers don't do that. But with 704, so far it's a lot of tease and a lot of this and a lot of that. So what do you expect us to do? We're going to speculate. And some people speculate, try to speculate in a more realistic way. I try my best to do that, right? I try not to get too carried away. But other people get carried away, and they're going to. You can't blame them. So I found that tweet to be, I don't know. It didn't come across, it came across a little snarky, and it just gives me a feeling like they're starting to see, maybe we better pull the reins back a little bit, because if people get too hyped up, it's going to be a disappointment. So you got to be careful when you play that tease game. And you better know that what you have as a product is really good. And I'm hoping that's the case, because they've been acting, even from early on, that we're going to be so delighted. And they're so focused on career mode. And it just the sense I get is that they're really they're real sure of themselves. So I'm hoping that that's the case and that they really do have something special for us. So basically, that's what I'm expecting. Detail. I want. Don't leave anything on the table. Don't act like, oh, we can't reveal everything because we don't want to spoil. There's nothing to spoil. It's a NASCAR game. And the more detail you reveal about the gameplay and all the features in the game, the more you reveal, the better. Because you want to give people a reason to want this game. So every little detail, every feature that's going to be in the game, everything that you worked on in the game that's going to elevate the game, I want to know about it. And especially since we're already into July, and it's really a lot later than last year when they revealed information. So I don't know when the release date's going to be, but if it's anywhere near the same release date from last year, then this is really late to reveal anything. So I'm expecting a lot of information. Like I said, get into the details because you can't just drop a trailer and then talk about a couple of quick things and then just leave a lot of stuff off the table. People want details, and I want to hear them talk about the sound. We know they recorded uh, new engine sounds at the Rouse facility, but I want them to talk about it and get into detail. And I want to hear them say something like, uh, the sound in this game is going to be vastly improved, and I think people are going to love it. It's way better than anything we've done before, and we really made strides in improving that. And I think people are going to be impressed. That's what I want to hear, right? Even if it isn't word for word like that, but I want to hear something like that because I'm really, like I said before, the thing that I'm at this point from the little bit of information we have, the thing that I'm most excited about is the sound, and sound is extremely important, especially in a racing title. You know, it's important that the cars sound as authentic as possible. That can make or break the experience. And when I talk about immersion, sound is vitally important to the immersion of the game. So I want to hear details, man. If you did improve the graphics, if this the new and improved game engine really plays a part in this next game, talk about it. Because a lot of people are making assumptions that this game is going to be improved simply because of the updated game engine. Now, I've done my part. I told people not to get carried away because it's just a tool. And yes, there is a potential to improve the game with the improved game engine, but only if the developer actually has the vision and decision making to take certain things and physically go in and work on it. You know, you can have the best toolbox in the world if you don't use it, or if you don't have the imagination of what to do with it. It doesn't mean anything. It's not a magic wand that now this new game engine is running this game. It's just by itself going to improve everything. That's not how it works. You actually have to go in and tinker with the coding and the physics and the calculations of everything of how these games work. And the graphics, you actually have to go in there, and I don't know what they do to polish this stuff up, but you got to have people doing it and spend time. So I've done my part telling people that this whole game engine debate is really overblown, and a good developer will make the most out of what they have. So if this game engine is being used to improve this game, tell us how. Tell us what to expect when we see this game and when we play it. So I want details, man. If there's anyone at 704 who's listening, please don't hold back. There's no secrets to this game. It's a NASCAR game. It's a sports game. It's not a story-driven game where you can't reveal too much because you'll spoil the story. So that's what I'm looking for tomorrow. really can't expect more than that. I want fucking details. I want to know soup to nuts what's in this game. So those are my thoughts. And one last thing. Even now, I do get people every once in a while who complain that I criticize whether it's 704, these games, and it's a never-ending topic because I don't get it. People still think that consumers don't have a right to critique or complain about a product that they paid money for. And I still get people telling me, well, either enjoy the game or don't. You expect too much. I don't get that thinking. It's mind-numbing to me how people still think that way because since 2011, I guess you could say now, eight straight years of games, and we keep getting games that don't have the things that I'm asking for, that I keep being told that you're asking for too much, that this is a small company, the same excuses, small developer, no money. We used to get this stuff almost 15 years ago on consoles from 2 generations ago. What game engine were those games using? So this is why these arguments make no sense to me. Now, I don't mind admitting if I'm wrong about something or if someone explains something to me with real facts. I'm not afraid to say, you know what? That makes sense. Maybe I was wrong on this. Thank you for enlightening me. I don't have an ego. Okay? I speak with passion about things that I really believe in, but if I'm wrong about something, I'm grateful that somebody, straightened me out on something. But don't come and complain to me and just tell me, well, small developer, no money. You expect too much. All 3 arguments are just bad arguments. Okay? These guys, first of all, they chose to get into this business of developing video games, and especially a NASCAR game, a major sport. If you are that small and you don't have resources, you have no business developing NASCAR games. Okay? I'm sorry, but when you expect people to go out and pay the full price of a video game, when did it become sacrilege for people to actually expect what you get in other games? And these are basic things. That's the other argument. I expect too much. I ask for too much. 99% of the things I've talked about are things we used to get many years ago, and that we get and have been getting in all other games. Presentation that ties everything together. Look at MLB The Show. Look at NBA 2K, the entire franchise for the past 10 years. They're killing it when it comes to career mode because they address those issues. They develop with that vision in mind. And we haven't seen anything like that in any NASCAR game. And a lot of the presentation stats that I've been screaming about for 8 years now. Now, last year, yeah, they threw in the stats at the last minute, but that was only because I threw a tantrum and then other guys joined. And this is why it's important that we stick together. And if we feel strongly about something, we need to stick together. Don't be afraid to complain, because if enough people complain, they will listen. So at the last minute last year, they threw in stats, but it was an afterthought, and it's not done well enough. It was done better 12 years ago. So I haven't brought up anything innovative. One thing, maybe. The idea for an automatic crew chief that guides you and talks and helps you come up with a setup in practice. That's it. And if you want to call that impossible, it's already done in Project Cars 2. It's not done very deep in a deep way, but it's the beginning of it is there. So you take that out the mix. Everything else I've been talking about, a paint booth, already been done. Presentation, we used to have it in other games. We still have it now in all other games. So tell me, what is it that I'm asking for that's so out the box and innovative. It's all old shit that we used to get on inferior equipment. Now we have better technology. We have better consoles that are capable of more. Don't tell me it's money or lack of resources. It's a lack of vision. They're not even focused on that because their mind is somewhere else. And that's what happened with last year's game. They figured we'll add the other series, which people were asking for, and I was happy to get it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against that. But there's priorities. You have to prioritize. And there's other aspects of the game that need to be fleshed out and addressed before you move on to adding even more series. So I talk about these things, and none of these things have anything to do with, oh my God, you're asking for the moon and the stars. This is what I've been hearing. Now, those of you who've made these complaints, please don't take this the wrong way. I'm not attacking people personally, but I'm just being upfront. Please stop these stupid arguments. I've been hearing this shit for 8 years now. Okay? Seriously. Now, maybe some of you don't realize. Maybe you think you're the first guy to come out and say, hey, you complain too much. Why you don't buy the game then? Or blah, blah, blah. You asked for too much, and these guys are a small developer. I've been hearing this shit for 8 fucking years. So don't pretend that this is a new argument. This is old. And how many years do we have to go and buy a game and then find out it's not that much better than last year's game and it's missing so much shit that we get everywhere else and we used to get years ago? How many times? How many times is it okay for you to go out and support these guys, buy these products, and then still don't got a paint booth? There's absolutely no presentation. Stats? Where are all the fucking stats? Why isn't it tied in well with the... it's like an afterthought. Last year they finally put stats in, but it was thrown in last minute. It was an afterthought. It's poorly done. It's not good enough. You're going to tell me that stats is so innovative? That stats are... You're asking for the moon and the stars with statistics? It's a fucking sports game. These arguments are the ones that piss me off because they're fucking stupid. I don't mind being corrected. If I'm wrong about something, tell me where I'm wrong, but explain it to me with facts, and I'll listen. I promise you that if you make a good point, I'm receptive to that. I'm not afraid to say, man, I had it wrong. Thank you for straightening me out. I don't give a shit about. I don't have an ego, right? We all share a passion for these games, right? That's all this is about. I'm trying to help us get a better product. And every time somebody comes and they give you the same bullshit defense and argument about they're a small company, they're too small of a developer, you are helping contribute to the problems we have. None of it makes any sense. Okay? It's about focus and vision and where they decide to focus on working on this game. That's what it is. And you're going to tell me that 12, 15 years ago we had all this stuff on inferior console technology, and now, we can't? You're asking for the moon and the stars? It doesn't make sense. It's not a good argument. I cannot help you. If you still want to keep defending this shit, after 8 years, I've been hearing this shit for 8 years. And I remember Eutechnics, they actually had a forum, and I was part of that forum. And a lot of you guys were probably on that forum. You didn't recognize me as Disco Inferno. I was 73 Duster, but I used to bring up all these points. And year after year, we kept getting a cut-paste rehash with slight improvements here and there, but no stats, no presentation, nothing. And people would come out every year and say, well, they're just a small company. They don't have a lot of resources. You're asking for the moon and the stars. I've been hearing this shit every fucking year, man. It makes no sense. I'm never going to listen to that. I'm sorry. Those arguments are stupid. They don't make sense. And if these guys really are so small and so underfunded as a company that they can't implement basic features that every other game has and we used to get many years ago, If you're going to excuse the fact that we don't have a compilation of statistics like every fucking game, even non-sports games have stats. Have you ever seen all the stats in a Grand Theft Auto game? It's mind-numbing. In the way people think. I'll never understand it. So I just wanted to address that. I've made videos in the past about it because it's a never-ending topic. And I know it's going to continue. You're going to get the same people still coming back saying, why you complain, don't buy the game, or enjoy the game, or don't. Well, my question to you is this. If you love the game so much, and you think it's great the way it is, why are you here? Why do you care what other people say about the game? If I had a game and I loved it the way it was, I would just be too busy playing that game. Instead of going where you know people are having problems with the game and criticizing it, stay away from those places. Don't watch my videos. If complaints bother you that much, don't watch. Don't, because you know what you're getting when you come here. And I'm not, people call me a hater at times. I'm not a fucking hater. A person who points out the obvious is not a hater. Show me where I've made a complaint that you can honestly go back and say, that's not a legitimate complaint. Show me. It's all basic shit. And most of us, this is what we're asking for, basics. We want a track map again. We want caution replays. What this shit we used to get many years ago. And if they focused on this stuff and waited on some of the other stuff, we would be further ahead by now. And also, I'm not a fucking hater of 704. I've actually praised them on many occasions, and they've shown promise. I've been consistently saying that. I see potential there. I see potential with 704 that I did not see with Eutechnics. So I've been critical, but I've also been fair. And most of all, I'm a cheerleader. I'm rooting for these guys. I want to be so thrilled with what they have to announce tomorrow. I want to be thrilled. But wanting something to be so and for it to really happen are two different things. And if after all the information comes out tomorrow, if I'm going to be honest, I'm going to tell you what I like and I'm going to tell you what I don't like. And if there's something that's a concern or things that I call a red flag, I'm going to talk about that too. So I suggest those of you who are sensitive to criticism, or you're one of these people who don't want to hear people complain and you love everything 704 has done to this point, just stay away from the video. Okay? I can't tell you anything else. I don't want to hurt your feelings, so be warned. Now, I'm not purposely looking to criticize. I'm just going to see what's there and be honest about it. And I'm hoping that people who come and watch these videos, that they do it because they appreciate what I have to say, my insight, my take on something. I would like to think that that's why you're here. And not because you want to go to a channel where somebody just regurgitates what you want to hear. You know, if that's what you want, then you're in the wrong place. So I've been, I think, very respectful to 704, and I think even with this criticism that I have with people who are part of this brigade of people that tell people that they don't want to hear complaints and that these guys are just they're always defending the developer. I hope that you don't take any of what I said today personally, because it's not. And that's about as nice as I could be about it. But that's all I got to say about it. So I'm looking forward to being excited tomorrow. I really want to be excited, and I hope that afterwards there isn't like they didn't talk about this or that. I don't know anything about certain things. We only heard about one or two things. I don't want it to be like that. And I'm hoping it's not. because there's no reason that they should hold back information. It's a NASCAR game. It's not a story. It's not a movie where you're going to spoil the ending. It is what it is. It's a sports title. Give us detail. Talk about all the features, stuff like that. We want to know what this game has and what it is. And that's what I'm looking forward to. So I hope you guys do come and see what I have to say. Probably, I'm not going to do a video tomorrow. I'll probably do one Sunday. So hopefully you guys tune in and check it out Sunday, and hopefully it's mostly good stuff, But let's be realistic, there's probably going to be some criticism in there, but I try to be fair. I really do. That's all I can say. Not everyone's going to agree or like what I have to say, and to those of you who feel that way, what can I tell you? I'm sorry, but I'm not going to alter my point of view or how I really feel about something to try to appease people, because I don't want my channel to be a bubble. When people come here, I want them to be receptive to even not agreeing with me. Even if you don't agree, that's fine. We could disagree, and if you got something to say it, but be mindful of having facts and a more thoughtful way of having a counter argument. And I'll listen to you. But if you're just gonna come with this, oh, they're too small a developer, or they don't have money, or you're asking for too much, those three things are off the table, because I cannot accept any of it. None of it makes sense, and I already explained why. So it is what it is. So I hope we got some good things to talk about. So what do you guys think? I look forward to your comments.